Welcome back. Now, I would think most of us wouldn't call ourselves obsessed, looking at our phone, hooked on social media, maybe. Mindless scrolling as a way to unplug, maybe. But let's be real. So many people are glued to their phones. It can be distracting. It can be serious and detrimental to those closest to you, including your kids or grandkids. Now, according to a recent study at the Wheatley Institution, researchers found unhealthy social media habits for parents could be weighing heavily on children's mental health. 50% of kids say their parents' social media use interferes with their relationships. I'm joined right now by editor-in-chief of Parents and Parents.com, Grace Bastidas. Thank you so much. I'm so glad we're talking about this because the conversation typically centers on the kids, but there are a lot of adults who use their phone like it's a TV. When does it cross over into an addiction or an obsession?
Well, according to this study, teens who experience more mental health issues get frustrated that their parents are distracted by their phones when they're trying to engage them. So, and that can lead to or impact their mental well-being. So you want to make every effort not to let technology interfere with your relationship with your kids. If you find that it really gets in the way of bonding with your children, then there may be a problem there.
It's so funny because, I've babysat not too long ago my friends' kids, and I'm so used to checking my phone. But when I was with them, I realized, I can't check my phone right now. I need to be engaged. And just putting that phone down, it was like, oh my gosh, do I have a problem? But how many hours do you have to be on your phone and using social media to be considered addicted?
Well, if you always have your phone in hand, you may have an issue. And, chances are that's what you're modeling for your child, and your child will always have their phone as well. So it's really, really important for parents to model moderation. And the hardest thing about setting limits on your kids' phone usage is that it makes you think about your own. Just like you said, you're thinking like, oh, am I always on my phone? So experts say you need to model the relationship with technology that you want your kids to have. So if you're asking your kids, what are you doing on your phone? Who are you talking to? Then they should be able to ask you the same things, and you should really feel comfortable having that conversation.
I feel like you could get to the house if it's dinner time or if it's lunchtime or if it's pool time and say, okay, guys, we're going to have a challenge. No phone zone for 2 hours. Let's see if we can last. And maybe even set a timer, and then the kids can celebrate with ice cream or something if everybody, including the parents, plays well. But it's so sobering to think that there are children who are having mental health issues. What kinds of things were they saying in this study that the kids were going through? Was it depression because they felt like they didn't have their parents' undivided attention?
Well, I think the study says that kids were feeling ignored and frustrated that they weren't getting their parents' attention. So the advice we give as parents is, you want to carve in some time without the distraction of screens. And it really goes a long way in helping kids feel seen and foster a healthy relationship with tech. You want to encouraging creative outlets and hands-on activities is a big part of that. You can set your phone to do not disturb or build in screen-free time during the day when everyone can unplug. And, being offline allows you to be actively present with your family and friends and focus on them. And even though it may be hard at first, everybody will get used to having that time.
It's so important. This is my favorite interview of the entire day, Grace. I'm just letting you know.
Thank you.
It's so important. And I think that it's a reality check again for moms and dads and anybody who helps care for other people's kids, like aunties, like myself, where you need to just say, listen, this is a time to actually have eye contact with these little people who you're helping develop and make a better human for the rest of the world and for the tomorrows that we all look forward to. Grace Bastidas from Parents and Parents.com. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.